Are you in need of a vacation? Do you want to visit a place with a rich history, great culture, fun people, and activities for people of all ages? If so, you've got to plan your next trip to Augusta, Georgia. Let's look at the best things to do in Augusta. Enjoy the diverse cuisine Augusta has to offer. You can start by going to the Whiskey Bar Kitchen, one of Augusta's most famous restaurants for traditional American and Southern food. You can enjoy burgers, fried chicken, and of course a great selection of bourbon. But you can also enjoy a selection of East Asian foods like pork curry or katsu curry. Another wonderful restaurant for traditional American food is Edgar's Grill. It's a great place for lunch or dinner. Apart from delicious foods, you can also enjoy great drinks, including craft beers and a varied selection of cocktails. You can visit downtown Augusta to enjoy a variety of different cuisines from Southern, East Asian, Indian, and Latin. In fact, on the day you arrive in Augusta, you might want to stroll around the city to jot down the names of restaurants you'd like to visit. You should also consider booking a food tour where you can hop from one restaurant to another. Before we tell you more about the best things to do in Augusta, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Vucation for more. Visit the museums. Augusta is a great place to explore for art and culture. The Gertrude Herbert Institute of Art is a great place to see many contemporary art exhibitions. It's also the place to visit if you want to take art classes or workshops. If you're traveling with your family, this is a great bonding activity, and one that children will especially enjoy. Another great art museum is the Morris Museum of Art. It's a relatively young museum, just under 40 years old. Nevertheless, it's become one of the great art museums with both permanent and temporary exhibits. You should also visit the Lucy Craft Laney Museum of Black History. Lucy Craft Laney was instrumental in improving and creating education opportunities for Black Americans, and this museum celebrates her legacy. It's one of the most fascinating museums in the city, and we'd argue one of the most underrated in the country. If you want to learn specifically about Augusta's unique history, you can go to the Augusta Museum of History. This was founded in 1937 and is a superb place to learn how the city came to be. Historical monuments. You don't have to go to museums to learn about Augusta's rich history. There are many historical monuments around town you should check out. You can start by visiting the historic Meadow Garden. Here, you'll see the stately home of George Walton. He was one of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence. It's a public museum and a great way to learn about American history. If you're traveling with family, this is a must visit. Augusta is also where former U.S. President Woodrow Wilson spent much of his childhood. You can visit his boyhood home and learn about his life and presidency. But Augusta wasn't just the boyhood home to a U.S. president or home to one of the early American pioneers. Any fan of great American music knows that Augusta was the home where the godfather of soul, James Brown, was from. Make sure you stop by the James Brown statue while you're in Augusta to pay your respects to this trailblazing legend. You should also check out the Springfield Baptist Church. It was built in 1787 by former slaves as a place where Black Americans could worship. It's one of the oldest churches in the country and one that exemplifies the rich history of Augusta. You can also visit the Sacred Heart Cultural Center. This was once a Catholic church and is now a place where visitors can learn about Augusta's cultural history. There you can enjoy viewing the latest art exhibition or even enjoying the occasional concert. There's also a garden festival that happens once a year. You can either explore the center on your own or take a guided tour. The center itself is beautiful for architecture lovers. You'll marvel at the Italian marble and the stained glass windows. Going for a stroll. There are several places to walk around to meet locals and travelers alike and soak up the city's vibes. You should definitely check out the Augusta Historic Downtown District. Much of the architecture was built in the 19th and early 20th centuries. You'll get a great juxtaposition of new and old. You'll especially love the Greek and Federal Revival style architecture. The vibe is energetic, but you'll also feel the slow charm that one expects with a southern city. Of course, you should also enjoy the incredible nature Augusta has to offer. We suggest you visit the Forks Area Trail System. This is a great nature trail and is especially great if you want to go biking. Make sure you also visit the Augusta River Walk. This is a walking path where you'll get a beautiful view of the Savannah River. It's a great place to be lost in your thoughts and plan your next activity. If you want to see more incredible architecture, you should take a stroll at least once through Magnolia Cemetery. Here you'll see beautiful churches and also enjoy the incredible nature that surrounds the area. You can also visit the Augusta Canal Discovery Center at Enterprise Mill. Here you'll get to explore nature and history at the same time. If you take a guided tour, you'll learn about how the Industrial Revolution shaped the South and helped boost economies across the region, including Augusta. It's especially a fascinating place to visit if you're traveling with children. There are also opportunities to ride on the canal in a kayak or canoe, and you'll find great hiking and bike trails there. Unique attractions. You've got to check out one of America's remaining dime museums. Dime museums were museums built for working-class Americans to provide what we now call edutainment. This helped entertain the working classes and provide them with the knowledge to help them move up in life. In Augusta, this time-honored tradition is kept alive at the Peck's Cho's American Dime Museum. This museum is an homage to the dime museums of yesteryear. You'll enjoy seeing miniature art, circus exhibitions, and even come across some exotic animals. There's also a great coffee shop at the museum, so you can relax while the kids explore. Woodrow Wilson's and George Walton's homes are fascinating to see, but you should also consider visiting the Ezekiel Harris House. He was a tobacco farmer who built his home at the end of the 18th century. The architecture is stunning and one that's often frequented by architecture aficionados. It's also great for learning about Ezekiel Harris, who was quite a character. He was accused of murder, served in the Revolutionary War, and had a successful business selling tobacco until it all came crashing down. To end your trip, you should enjoy a great drink. It's highly recommended to get your last one at the River Watch Brewery. Here you'll enjoy a great selection of craft beers. It's perfect for solo travelers, couples, and even families, as it's kid-friendly. You can schedule a beer tasting session to learn how the beer gets made. You can even bring your own food to these sessions. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorites from Augusta? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.